Get ready, One Piece fans. Imu's terrifying new power is shaking the world of Elbaph, and Luffy's got just 2 ways to fight back. What's up, Straw Hat Crew? Welcome back to the channel. After 1,000 long chapters, we finally witnessed Imu unveil their power. Even though it was only through their subordinates' bodies, Imu has proven what true world-dominating strength looks like, a power wielded for centuries. While this isn't the final battle, the mere presence of Luffy, allied with the giant tribe, clashing against the Holy Knights, will likely strike fear into the hearts of One Piece citizens for 3 generations to come. However, at this moment, the people of Elbaph are completely overwhelmed by Imu's magic abilities. Let's dive deep into Imu's power to transform people into demons and explore if Luffy's side stands any chance of victory. Of course, this is just a theory, so please approach it with an entertaining mindset. Alright, let's get into it. Imu's seemingly magical abilities, which fans refer to as magic, consist of 2 parts: the Demon's Pact and Domi Reversey. Specifically, the Demon's Pact involves creating a pentagram magic circle to forge a contract. Victims exchange a portion of their life force, meaning their lifespan, to receive an immortal body and superior strength. Simultaneously, they completely lose their willpower and become Imu's slaves. Domi Reversey occurs after the pact is established. The victim is drawn into the magic circle, undergoes a process of personality and physical reversal, transforming into a demon with a form reflecting their true nature. Finally, they reappear as a demon, completely devoid of reason and totally subservient to Imu. The tricky part here is that Imu's Domi Reversey technique is inspired by the game Reversi, also known as Othello in the Japanese style. Specifically, those transformed into demons are likened to black pieces, while the remaining people are considered white pieces. If a normal person, a white piece, is caught between 2 individuals who have been turned into demons, 2 black pieces, they will be flipped into a black piece, meaning they will be transformed into demons as well. That's why the number of people on Elbaph being turned into demons is constantly increasing. So, is there a way to neutralize Imu's ability to turn people into demons? There must be, because if not, the Straw Hat Pirates would probably have to pack their bags and head home, as there'd be no way to fight. Below are 2 ways I believe this ability could be countered. First, through the power of Nika, the commander of the white pieces. Imu's Domi Reversey ability transforms the giants into dark-colored demons, symbolizing dominance, highlighted by the black wings growing on those transformed into demons. In contrast, I believe Nika's power has a white color, symbolizing complete liberation, which is entirely opposite to Imu. Therefore, if a person not yet transformed into a demon stands between 2 transformed demons, similar to flipping a white piece in Othello, they might be turned back to normal. We know that Oda drew inspiration for Imu's Domi Reversey ability from Othello, also known as Reversi. Nika's power, which can turn imagination into reality, can absolutely achieve this. In Chapter 1044, the 5 elders described Nika as the warrior of liberation, possessing the power to turn imagination into reality, allowing Luffy to fight with limitless creativity. However, this ability isn't an unconditional magic. It's tied to Luffy's physical condition and willpower, and limited by Luffy's own imagination. This means he can only do what he understands or believes is possible. For the situation on Elbaph to change, Luffy would have to imagine and transform the people who haven't yet been demonized on Elbaph into a Nika-like form, just like himself. Perhaps when Luffy ascends to the surface world and sees a demonic army with a distinct black color, contrasting with his white, he will begin to imagine and nullify Imu's ability, thereby saving everyone. However, I need to clarify something to avoid misunderstanding. Even if Luffy can transform everyone into Nika, it would only be a form of imitation, not possessing Luffy's gear and power. The Nika form might symbolize inspiring others to rise up and fight, much like how Luffy transmits light to his allies. Since Nika is the god who fights for freedom, the will of the people of Elbaph must be awakened to resist Imu in this event. Since Bonnie could transform into Nika, we must understand that Nika is a symbol of freedom, not exclusive to Luffy. Only when a person possesses a strong will and spirit craving freedom, and dares to stand up and fight alongside the sun god Nika, will they be able to transform into Nika. Here, we're only talking about a state of mind and spirit, not actual power. The decisive factor here is the spirit and will for freedom of all the people on Elbaph. Coincidentally, these conditions were already set up by King Harrow long ago. Previously, Imu mentioned Vero's defeat, but that defeat was not King Harrow's, it was Imu's plan to conquer. Since King Harrow sought an alliance with the world government, Imu set certain objectives. First, to weaken Elbaph for easier rule. In chapter 1146, Sommer once said, "A school and a giant tribe library, you are warriors. All of you will serve under us as mercenaries." That damned Elder Harrow messed everything up. This implies that King Harrow had transformed Elbaph into a place that cherishes peace, thus thwarting the world government's plan to turn his homeland into a training ground for mercenaries. In chapter 1134, we learn that the schools and libraries in Elbaph were built at the request of former King Harrow. These facilities promoted education and peace, preventing Elbaph's future warriors from being nurtured into war machines as desired by the world government. This means King Harrow built schools and libraries as symbols of knowledge. He wanted to ally with other nations to preserve peace. All of King Harrow's actions guided the people of Elbaph toward freedom. Knowledge is internal freedom, helping people escape mental slavery. Knowledge also opens choices. The more one knows, the more capable one is of making self-determined decisions. From this, it can be inferred that the freedom brought by knowledge is freedom of thought, allowing escape from deception. Without knowledge, people would easily accept oppression, like the false peace. For example, the people of Wano living in poverty under Orochi. Next is King Harrow's desire for peace. He willingly broke his own horns to set an example for all his people, guiding them towards peace instead of meaningless war. This is because the essence of peace is the foundation of freedom. This was King Harrow's failure in the eyes of the world government, but he successfully changed the mindset of most people on Elbaph. No much evidence is needed to prove this. Just look at the reverence of the people here. We already know that even though he cooperated with the world government, he was not truly loyal to Imu. Instead, he secretly resisted by promoting peace education, weakening Elbaph's strategic value in the eyes of the world government, making them lose interest in controlling this nation. Furthermore, Gabon's presence is also proof. Gabon had lived on Elbaph for over 20 years, which means 13 years before King Harrow's death. So, King Harrow surely knew about Gabon's presence on the island. If King Harrow truly wanted to sell Elbaph to the world government, he would have reported Gabon, the right-hand man of the Pirate King, a character who needed attention. But he didn't, proving that King Harrow intentionally concealed Gabon. Returning to the issue, although King Harrow tried his best, Imu's desire for conquest was never extinguished. Imu wants to use every dirty trick, even violence as seen currently, to impose dominance over Elbaph. King Harrow's assassination was precisely Imu's conspiracy to quickly seize this place. But his death is not necessarily a defeat. I believe it was part of King Harrow's plan to resist the world government. It seems he had signed a pact with Imu, but Loki discovered this and was forced to kill him to prevent him from being manipulated by Imu, as happened with Dory and Brogy. Note that when Loki entered the castle and witnessed the soldiers mourning King Harrow, the detail that his face was not seen indicates that King Harrow was affected by something and did not instantly die after being stabbed. Perhaps in his last moments of sanity, King Harrow asked Loki to kill him to protect Elbaph from being destroyed by him in a manipulated state. From this, it can be seen that Luffy transforming the residents of Elbaph into a Nika-like form, helping them fight for peace, is a plausible scenario. Additionally, Misako's identity is a crucial key to resisting Imu. Mosa is the mysterious character who called Loki. I have many theories about Mosa being this or that person, but who knows, Mosa could be a new character, and most likely a deity living on the highest floor of Elbaph. Here are 4 bases proving this hypothesis. 1. Similarity between Norse mythology and Elbaph. Since the beginning of this arc, we've known that the land of the giants is inspired by Norse mythology. Specifically, in Norse mythology, there exists the world of Yggdrasil with 3 worlds: Asgard, the world of the gods; Midgard, the world of humans; and Niflheim, the world of the dead. In One Piece, Elbaph also has a sacred tree named Adam, and it is divided into 3 layers as follows: the celestial world corresponding to Asgard, the surface world corresponding to Midgard, and the underworld corresponding to Niflheim. Based on Norse mythology, the celestial world of Elbaph must have the presence of some deity, and it's noteworthy that the celestial world has not yet been explored or revealed what exists there. 2. Location of Orus Castle. This castle, the residence of the Elbaph royal family, is located in the surface world instead of the highest floor of the celestial world. This is quite peculiar, because usually kings or leaders reside on the highest floor. This subtly suggests that the celestial world contains an existence even higher than the king, meaning divinities. 3. Hints of a deity's existence through character dialogue. In chapter 1151, Dory, in his deranged state, said, "We will become the kings of Elbaph. Gods of Elbaph are unnecessary." This statement further implies that a deity truly exists on Elbaph. 4. Misako's situation. Misako said that they couldn't contact Den Mushi for a while due to the escalating situation. In chapter 1134, when Misako spoke with Loki, that was when Shamrock and Gunko. By chapter 1151, when Imu appeared on Elbaph, Mosa seemed to have sensed a greater danger and made a final call to Loki as a way to warn him of the situation. Every detail from the beginning proves that Mosa is a character living on Elbaph who has never met Loki directly but uses polite language when speaking to him via Den Mushi. No current character fits this description, so Mosa is certainly a new character, and likely a deity living on the celestial world of Elbaph. If Mosa is a deity and supports the people of Elbaph against Imu, that is a plausible scenario. Finally, the second way to counter Imu's magic is by relying on ConquerorsHaki on a level like JoyBoy's. There's a precedent for neutralizing Imu's ability. In chapter 1122, when JoyBoy's ConquerorsHaki was unleashed, the transformed forms of the 5 elders were dispelled, and Imu's abyssal magic circle ability was nullified, forcing 4 of the 5 elders, excluding Saint Saturn, to be teleported to Mary Geoise. Even though Imu was far from Mary Geoise, Imu could sense JoyBoy's ConquerorsHaki through the 5 elders, as they are linked to Imu. If Luffy can unleash ConquerorsHaki on a level like JoyBoy's and focus it on Gunko, who Imu is manipulating, the pact could be broken, allowing Dory and Brogy to return to normal. The key here is the ability to connect ConquerorsHaki. In chapter 1122, JoyBoy once said, "I have connected my strongest Haki and sealed it within your body." If Luffy can connect multiple streams of ConquerorsHaki and unleash them simultaneously, he could replicate Haki on a level like JoyBoy's, making Imu remember JoyBoy, their greatest nightmare, and potentially break their power in future confrontations with the world government. For Luffy to upgrade his ConquerorsHaki to a new level and learn how to connect Haki is a mandatory condition for future clashes with the world government. Therefore, there's no doubt Luffy will achieve this ability in the future. And certainly, Luffy is currently in the underworld and seems to be getting trained by Gabin for this new type of ConquerorsHaki. Defeating Imu's conspiracy and the Holy Knights on Elbaph is inevitable for Luffy and his crew. The issue here is only time. However, this was just a theory from a content creator for the channel, so I hope all of you enjoyed watching this video with a fun mindset. Alright everyone, that wraps up our deep dive into Imu's powers and Luffy's potential strategies. What do you think will happen on Elbaph? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more One Piece theories and breakdowns, please smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and shows YouTube you want more content like this. Don't forget to share this with your nakama, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.